In the bustling city of New York, where dreams danced on the skyline and ambitions whispered through the streets like the wind, there lived a young man named Alex. He was a quintessential New Yorker, ambitious, driven, and perpetually in motion. His days were a blur of subway rides, espresso shots, and endless meetings in stark office buildings towering above the city's vibrant streets. Amidst the whirlwind of corporate meetings and the glow of his laptop screen at night, he chased the elusive promise of success. His life was a cycle of deadlines and deals, each day fading into the next, indistinguishable and relentless. Yet within this chaos, he felt a void, a yearning for something more profound than the hollow echoes of achievement. He often found himself gazing out of his high-rise office window, pondering the shimmering city below, wondering if the hustle was worth the cost. His heart ached for a connection that transcended the superficial interactions of his daily grind, a bond that could anchor him amidst the tempest of his existence. Then, like a sudden ray of sunshine piercing through storm clouds, Emily appeared, with laughter like music and eyes sparkling with mischief. She was unlike anyone Alex had ever met. She moved with a grace that seemed to defy the frenetic pace of the city around her. Her presence was soothing, a calm harbor in the storm of his day-to-day life. Their first encounter was serendipitous, a chance meeting in a crowded cafe where time seemed to stand still. She was there, lost in a book, her coffee forgotten as she traveled through the pages to distant lands and adventures. He was there, seeking refuge from a day that had offered nothing but disappointment. Their eyes met, and in that glance, a connection was forged, silent but potent. They spoke hesitantly at first, their conversation a tentative dance of words and laughter. But as minutes turned into hours, the cafe around them seemed to dissolve the background, leaving nothing but the two of them, isolated in a bubble of newfound familiarity. From that moment, Alex's world shifted, his priorities realigned by the gravitational pull of Emily's presence. He began to question the path he had so diligently followed, pondering if perhaps there was more to life than the relentless pursuit of success. In her, he found solace, a refuge from the relentless demands of his career. They began to spend more and more time together, each moment a precious escape from the realities that awaited outside the sanctity of their shared space. Their conversations meandered from dreams to fears, from laughter to silent understanding. He introduced her to the hidden gems of the city, the quaint bookshops, the secluded parks, and the rooftop cafes that offered a respite from the chaos below. She taught him to appreciate the quiet moments, the beauty and simplicity, and the art of slowing down. Their love bloomed like a rare flower in the concrete jungle, vibrant and fragile, yet enduring. It was a love that transformed Alex, softening the edges of his ambition and infusing his life with a warmth he had not known he was missing. Driven by ambition, Alex now found himself driven by a new passion, the desire to build a life with Emily, to weave their dreams into a tapestry of love and companionship. When Emily whispered words of longing, of dreams deferred and hearts entwined, Alex listened. He chose to leave behind the corner office and the promises of fortune, opting instead for a simpler life with Emily by his side. For a time, it seemed the perfect decision. Their days filled with laughter and lazy Sunday mornings, their nights with whispered promises and stolen kisses. Yet beneath the surface of their idyllic existence, cracks began to form, fissures wrought by doubt and insecurity. Emily, haunted by the ghosts of her past, found herself drawn to the arms of another, a shadowy figure who offered fleeting comfort in the darkness of her doubts. Alex had always been the stable one, the rock on which Emily could lean. His decision to abandon a lucrative career was driven by his deep love for Emily and a desire for authenticity away from the corporate grind. They moved to a small coastal town, bought a quaint house with a view of the sea, and promised each other forever. Life was simple. Morning started with the smell of fresh coffee and the sound of waves crashing against the shore. Alex took up painting, something he had always wanted to do but never had the time for. Emily wrote poetry, her verses often inspired by the landscapes around them or the depths of her emotions. But as the seasons changed, so did the nature of their paradise. Emily's smiles became less frequent, her verses darker. She spoke less of love and more of voids and shadows. Late nights when Alex thought she was asleep, he would catch glimpses of her silhouette against the dim light of her study, her posture weary, her pen seemingly heavier. Doubts crept into his mind like unwelcome guests. Was she unhappy? Did she regret their new life? One crisp autumn evening, Emily went out to meet a friend and returned long midnight, her eyes avoiding his. Her explanations were vague, her voice a tremulous whisper that didn't sound quite right. Alex's heart sank with suspicion, heavy and hard. He began to notice more absences, more secrecy. There were phone calls she wouldn't take in front of him, and a name that kept popping up in her conversations. Mark, a friend from her past, supposedly. One day, driven by a mixture of fear and desperation, Alex followed Emily. He watched from a distance as she met with the shadowy figure from her past. They were not just friends, their intimacy was palpable, the betrayal clear. Heartbroken and furious, he confronted her when she returned home. Emily broke down, her world unraveling as she confessed her affair with Mark, a connection she claimed stemmed from a place of confusion and loneliness. The following weeks were a blur of arguments, tearful apologies, and long silences. Their home, once filled with warmth and dreams, now echoed with the ghost of their past joy. Alex struggled to make sense of it all, how the woman he loved, who had once spoken of dreams and forever, could fracture their lives so carelessly. He wondered if ever mend the cracks or if the fissures were too deep, the foundation too shaken. Yet, despite the turmoil, a part of him still clung to the love that had inspired him to change his life for her. As they sat across from each other one evening, the air heavy with unsaid words, Alex realized that forgiveness might not come easy or soon, but it was a journey he needed to embark on for both their sakes. They decided to start attending couples therapy, a step towards understanding and healing, uncertain but necessary. When the truth finally came to light, it struck Alex like a dagger to the heart, a betrayal so profound it left him reeling. His dreams lay shattered, his heart torn asunder by the one he loved most. In the depths of his despair, when all seemed lost, a new beacon of light emerged, Sarah with her gentle smile and compassionate eyes. She saw past his pain and scars, offering him a lifeline in his darkest hour. As the seasons changed, Alex found himself drawn to Sarah, her kindness, her generosity, her unwavering belief in him. Though his heart still bore the scars of past betrayals, it also brimmed with gratitude for the love that had saved him from the brink of despair. In Sarah's arms, Alex discovered a love more profound than he had ever known, a love born not of passion or desire, but of mutual respect and understanding. As they walked hand in hand into the sunrise of a new day, he knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, they would face them together, bound by a love that transcended time and space. And so, Alex's journey through the highs and lows of love taught him that sometimes the darkest moments lead to the brightest beginnings. Life, like love, is a tapestry woven from threads of joy, pain, loss, and redemption. A masterpiece that, in its completion, reveals the beautiful complexity of the human heart.